Chiang Mai SEO Conference is the biggest and renowned event with over 1,000 attendees and top 1% SEOs around the world. I will be sharing my key takeaways from all the workshops and talks that I attended. The first 2 days were dedicated towards workshops and there were 4 in total. I attended Kasra's website recovery on workshop day 1 since he is my friend and I wanted to support him. Here are 4 key points from his talk. Number 1. Growth isn't always linear. You have to get through the ups and downs in order to survive and ultimately thrive. Number 2. Topical coverage doesn't mean topical authority. Both are different. Number 3. This person does not exist. Author profiles aren't a thing anymore. Well, I have a complete video coming out for EEAT signals, so subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified. Number 4. A toxic backlink for one website might be a positive link for another one. Then, on workshop day 2, I attended Jacob's workshop on building a 7-figure agency since this is my goal with GrowthWinner as well. Jacob shared his formula for agency success that you can see on the screen right now. In short, it's all about providing high quality, repeatable client experience. In order to gain trust and results for clients, you will need great people, procedures, and systems so that at the end of the day, the pricing that you're charging makes sense to your clients and you can make profits. What I learned is telling clients straight away what's not in your scope of work. When I worked with companies like MP Digital, they clearly say no if you ask them to do anything outside their work scope. The second thing is sharing quick wins with clients, and it must be via text email, not videos or spreadsheets. Most clients don't open sheets or CRMs. Lastly, he shared his organization hierarchy and I loved how they organized the whole SEO and marketing team. Believe me or not, I have paid thousands of dollars in agency training and the stuff he shared was above expectations that gurus don't share publicly. So, after 2 days of attending the workshops and networking, there was a full day workshop organized by IMG with 5 main speakers and 1 being a mystery speaker. First speaker, Kyle Roof, shared his strategy for getting pages unstuck, or in simple words, getting your pages indexed. I can't share the strategy here, but if you want to find those strategies along with 50+ SEO courses, sign up to img.courses. Next up, Will. Will shared his strategy for cold email for lead generation. It was all about providing value first and then leading it to a point where you can ask for a sale. This could be hopping on a call, ordering the product, etc. Next up, we have Jared Codling. I loved his presentation on split testing. This guy actually shared the best nuggets on growth hacking and testing variables, whether you talk about ads, funnels, or website itself. He shared I.C.E. framework, also known as Impact, Confidence, and Ease framework. It's a game changer, since I use that for idea prioritization whenever I want to implement something inside GrowthWinner. Next, we have Olesia. As she is a master of our craft, we had a long discussion on entities and structured data after the workshop was over, since I was not able to understand the term ontology at first. And now, we have our Mr. Speaker, Koray. This man is known as Mr. Topical Authority. Whenever you find him speaking, he talks about semantic SEO and how search engines work. If you need to get in-depth information on topical maps and semantic SEO, check out his course. Link is in the description. The last workshop was all about making a deal and was held by Lou. It was a practical activity where we had a hypothetical business and there was buyers and sellers of that business. Buyers negotiated and made a deal with the sellers. It was a fun experience to sell the business in real time. Okay, it's time for day 1 of the main conference. Matt Digici presented how it started and how far they came. Honestly speaking, the room alone was worth $1 billion. So, the first speaker was, again, Kyle. SEO is all about testing. We heard this, right? But Kyle does this all the time. He went viral when he ranked for rhinoplasty plano with lorem ipsum content around 4 years ago. To my surprise, the way he conducts SEO tests with lorem ipsum is still working in 2023. This week, I received an email from Joe Davis on becoming an SEO minimalist. And Kyle Roof suggested the same. Don't overcomplicate your SEO strategies. Google or Bing at the end is just an algorithm. You can beat that based on maths. I would highly recommend you guys checking out Eric's guide on entities that he recently published. You will get an idea how Kyle ranked lorem ipsum content based on maths. Link in description. My key takeaway from his talk was to take as few variables as you can, one at a time, when conducting SEO tests. Okay, so the second speaker is the most high-level polished SEO I ever met. Robert Nichel. He shared his insights on data. And I love the quote, "Without data, you are just another person with an opinion." I can't share the complete details as it would require a whole video series to explain the stuff about extracting facts, entities, building your knowledge base, vector search, retrieval augmented generation, and information gain. My key takeaway from his talk was becoming an SEO engineer. Just leave every noise behind and understand how LLMs and search engines work. Well, hey affiliate marketers, the third speaker I'm gonna share is Chi Khan from Authority Site Master. Have you ever thought, do you only deserve one-time commission for the sale you generated for a brand, while you are giving the customer for them for life? He emphasized focusing on affiliate programs that provide recurring commission or at least negotiate it with affiliate manager. Other key points while building affiliate websites is knowing the industry itself or the niche, right? And its potential, finding the new launch affiliate programs, and her due diligence process of growing niche affiliate websites. The fifth talk was sponsored by Ahrefs. Tim, their CMO, discussed some new features they introduced or plan to introduce in near future. One feature that I didn't know existed was portfolios. You can track the performance of all websites in your portfolio. Also, it helps you check the performance of your guest posts or the content created for each client. So, the next time we build links for your website, you can check its performance using this feature. Another new feature that I loved is Page Inspect. This can help you reverse engineer your competitors' on-page SEO strategy. Alright, you may already know the last one, lowest DR filter. It's the killer in finding low competition keywords in your niche, where low DR websites are ranking and getting organic traffic. The next speaker is my favorite one, Kevin Indig. He's an SEO advisor to companies like Shopify, G2, and Eventbrite. His presentation was all about how AI is shaping enterprise SEO. The mindset that AI will replace jobs, but it won't, at least for the foreseeable future. It will automate most tasks and make our jobs easier than ever. That means humans plus AI is equal to faster plus better and cheaper too. Alright, so he shared his process of prompting to generate content using LLMs. It was about giving specific instructions, providing more context, telling the format of the output, that is how you want the content to be, and example of the outcome. Then he shared his thoughts on search volume, and he considers it to be deeply flawed as most SEO tools averages it over a year, right? The last part of his speech was all about audience or customer research. The pro tip here is to feed your audience research documents to AI and ask questions about customers, what problems they are facing, why they are unhappy with their current solution, and what features do they care about. Alright, we're now to the sixth and final speaker of day one, Christopher. I can't really talk about his presentation here because he refrained from doing so, since he didn't want anybody to record it as well. Alright, that wraps up the day one of the Chiang Mai SEO conference. Let's see what day two has to offer. The first speaker was Dom Wells from Onfolio. Matt says he's one of the biggest success stories from Chiang Mai SEO community, NASDAQ level success.
NASDAQ took a real plunge yesterday.
His talk was all about you have built a successful portfolio, now what's next? So he shared his experience of starting and building done-for-you affiliate websites in 2014 to founding Onfolio. His second company, Onfolio, went public in 2022. One more thing that I learned from him is wealth appreciation is getting rich and wealth preservation is staying rich. This is something that James Dooley discusses a lot on his blog, Being a Digital Nomad, that is owning digital real estate and keep growing it. If you ask about my key takeaway from his presentation, it's this. Conferences like Chiang Mai SEO let you think bigger than yourself. As the quote shared by him is, if you are going to take risk, the reward should be big. The second speaker was Bibi, the link builder. Although I have been into link building game for a while now, and I have to admit I learned a lot from Bibi. Whether it's finding creative strategies or angles in your email campaigns or scaling outreach efforts. I shared my strategies at Ahrefs after party and she appreciated the approach that I am using to acquire links for Growth Winners clients. Since she hates spamming people's inboxes without any reasons, so I do. So one thing I learned from her presentation is using jokes in your emails, which I don't. Since every niche has its jokes, so why not to put a creative angle and use them?
Why so serious?
Her main metrics to check for a website before acquiring a link are organic traffic and relevance. Surprisingly, not DR. The third speaker was Michal Suski, founder and head of innovation at Surfer. He shared his insights on why AI-generated content isn't created equal. One of the biggest problems with AI is that it is easy to get good-looking things from AI, but it's very hard how exactly you want it. The only way to fix this is inspiring AI with data, and lots of data.
Big data, machine learning, blockchain.
Lastly, he shared the ingredients of optimizing content, that is entities, topics, facts, and user intent. The fourth speaker was one of my favorites, Steve Toth. This was probably one of the talks I was looking forward to since I love whatever Steve does at SEO Notebook. He shared quick wins with SEO spreadsheets, the best of SEO Notebook, the layout for the blog post to increase UX signal, and how he creates outlines for AI content. You can get the idea of how much effort he puts into prepping for his talk, that he worked with an automation expert, Max, and an ex-Googler, Sheldon, to create his presentation. I would highly recommend you checking out his newsletter if you don't want to miss the spreadsheets he shared. All of them are free. Link in description. You may know about the fifth speaker, Craig Campbell, the funniest guy in SEO I ever met. I don't know why, but I learned a lot from two guys at the conference, Chris from day one and then Craig. Both do black hat SEO and I don't do that. Craig specifically talked about abuse of structured data, hidden content, cloaking, GMB suspensions, expired domains, getting your knowledge panel, and CTR manipulation. On to the sixth and last speaker in the row, Cyrus. He's a Google quality rater and the same guy who checks your website and feeds algorithm about the high quality and low quality websites. One thing I learned is how most LLMs work. So it works this way. In classical programming, you feed rules and data to get the answers. On the other hand, in LLMs, you feed data and answers to get the rules. Then he shared three pillars of ranking. Number one, the body. What the document says about itself, that is content. Number two, anchors. What the web says about the document, that is backlinks. Number three, user interactions, that is clicks, hover, scroll, and new query, which is very important. So we can build a consensus that Google memorizes how people react to documents on the web. Then he discussed user intent in detail. I didn't say search intent, I said user intent. This is probably the main reason why most websites got hit in Google's helpful content update. Lastly, he shared his nuggets to build pages, navbar, and blog post layouts for better user interaction and become a high-quality website in Rater's eye. Alright guys, that wraps up the day 2 of the main conference. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, drop a comment. I read each one of them. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any update. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.